The evidence will show that my client is innocent.
In a crowded courtroom, silence fell the moment a young boy stepped through the door. 18-year-old Alex Carter adjusted his oversized suit, the sleeves a little too long, the tie hanging slightly crooked. The judge looked up, frowned, and scoffed. "Son, this isn't a school debate club. The court is no place for games. Where's your attorney?" "Alex." "Your Honor, I am the attorney." The courtroom erupted in laughter, but what no one knew was that this young man was about to rewrite history. 2 years earlier, Alex was just an ordinary high school kid in Boston, a kid who fixed computers after class and read law textbooks for fun. But behind his quiet smile was pain. His father, a small-town mechanic, had lost his workshop after a powerful corporation sued him for a faulty car part that wasn't even his fault. That night, Alex overheard his father crying in the living room. "They said I signed the contract, but I didn't even understand the papers. We can't afford a lawyer, Alex." Alex clenched his fists. That night, he made a promise. "I'll make them pay. I'll make them tell the truth." From that day on, he studied every case he could find online. He joined virtual law classes, shadowed lawyers at local courts, and memorized entire legal codes by heart. Fast forward 2 years later, the same corporation, Halverson Motors, was back in court. And this time, Alex was representing his father. The judge, Honorable Reynolds, was known to be strict, proud, and impatient. The defense had a team of 5 expensive lawyers, and at the center of it all stood Alex, a boy in a second-hand suit with nothing but a briefcase and a fire in his heart. Judge Reynolds: "Mr. Carter, do you even have a license to practice law?" Alex: "Yes, Your Honor. I passed the bar last month." "I'm fully certified." Murmurs filled the room. A teenager passing the bar exam? Impossible. But it was true. Alex had secretly taken early admission at a legal institute through a special government mentorship program for gifted students. The opposing attorney smirked. Defense lawyer: "Your Honor, this child barely knows how to shave." "Surely he doesn't know how to handle a case of this magnitude." Judge Reynolds: "Mr. Carter, I hope you know what you're doing. This court will not be a playground for your experiments." The courtroom chuckled again, but Alex didn't flinch. He opened his file calmly, his voice steady. "Alex, Your Honor, may I begin?" Within seconds, he started dissecting the company's contracts, exposing hidden clauses that violated state labor laws. He pointed out falsified documents that even the senior lawyers had overlooked. Every statement he made was backed by evidence: receipts, timestamps, and a secret audio recording from one of the company's managers admitting to forgery. The courtroom fell silent. As the hearing continued, Alex called an unexpected witness, Mr. Leonard Green, a former accountant at Halverson Motors. Green hesitated, looking nervous. Alex, softly: "Mr. Green, you once said you quit because of something you couldn't live with. What was it?" The man looked down, trembling. Then, with a deep breath, he said, "They changed the numbers. The company forged documents to blame small mechanics for their own mistakes. Your father was one of the victims." Gasps filled the courtroom. Judge Reynolds leaned forward, his expression hardening. Judge Reynolds: "Is this true, Mr. Green?" Green: "Yes, Your Honor, and I have the backup files to prove it." Alex smiled faintly and presented the flash drive, filled with proof. The defense team panicked, flipping through papers, whispering to each other. For the first time, the arrogant smiles disappeared. The judge called for a short recess. As everyone left, Judge Reynolds motioned for Alex to stay behind. Judge Reynolds, quietly: "You remind me of someone, my son. He wanted to be a lawyer too, but he gave up. I mocked you earlier, Mr. Carter, but I was wrong." Alex nodded respectfully. "Thank you, Your Honor. I just want justice for my dad and for every family that can't afford to fight back." When the court resumed, the judge's tone had changed completely. He allowed Alex full control of cross-examination, something rarely granted to new attorneys. Alex questioned every executive, exposing the lies one by one. By the end of the day, Halverson Motors was found guilty of fraud and ordered to pay millions in damages to small business owners. including Alex's father. Reporters flooded the courtroom. Headlines the next morning read, "Teen prodigy outsmarts billion-dollar company in court." The video of the judge apologizing went viral. But Alex didn't care about fame. He cared about fairness. He used the compensation money to establish a nonprofit legal aid center called Voice for the Voiceless, which helps people who cannot afford lawyers. And Judge Reynolds? He became one of Alex's biggest mentors. Years later, Alex Carter stood in the same courtroom, this time as one of the youngest federal prosecutors in the country. He looked at a nervous young intern and smiled. "Alex, never let anyone tell you you're too young to change the world. Because sometimes the people we underestimate the most, these are the ones chosen to bring justice to light." Morale: never judge someone by their age, background, or appearance. True strength lies not in power or experience, but in courage, determination, and heart. Credit: story by True Crime. Chronicles 10, voiceover and script. Production: True Crime Chronicles 10. Subscribe for more powerful true life stories and moral lessons.